guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Today we are going to discuss about what is Amazon EFS, which stands for Elastic File System. So basically Amazon EFS is nothing but this is a storage, and as we all know, so whenever we launch an EC2 instance, so there's individual storage, that is elastic block storage basically, that gets attached to the EC2 instance. But when the times come, say we have a requirement of a shared storage, then we can consider for EFS, that is Elastic File System. So let's see an overview of this. So basically I will be covering the theoretical part first, then we can perform a demo of the same. Okay, so yeah, let's see. So basically Amazon EFS, that is Elastic File System, it provides a simple, scalable, fully managed elastic NFS file system for use with AWS cloud services and on-premises resources. So basically this one EFS, this works on the NFS, that is Network File Sharing Protocol, and that can be used for cloud services. There are different cloud services as well as on-premises resources. It's not just it's not limited just for cloud resources, but we can also use for the on-premises resources as well. So it is built to scale on demand to petabytes without disrupting applications growing and shrinking automatically as we add and remove files, eliminating the need to provision and manage capacity to accommodate the growth. And another feature of this is designed to provide massively parallel shared access to thousands of Amazon EC2 instances, enabling the applications to achieve high levels of aggregate throughput and IOPS with consistent low latencies. So basically this is it's on demand, it scales up to petabytes without disrupting applications, it grows and shrinks as per elastically. That's what it's called as elastic file system. And also another very good feature of this is massively parallel shared across thousands of EC2 instances. Okay, so this is one of the greatest benefit of using EFS. Moving on, let's see, these are some of the other benefits. As we covered, it's dynamic elasticity that instantly adds and removes the file storage as the capacity grows and shrinks. Then it's fully managed. So basically this is fully managed service because Amazon will be taking care of at the back end, so we don't need to manage deploy or patching on other things with respect to EFS. So that is fully managed by Amazon. Next feature is its scalable performance, as it's designed to provide throughput, IOPS and low latency needed for general purpose workload. And for the most application which are in demanding workloads, so EFS can perform, it's supposed to perform up to over 10 GB per second and up to 5 lakhs IOPS. So that is one of the greatest benefit of this one. Then, as we already got, it is shared file storage, that it provides shared access, secure access to thousands of connections. Then we can Amazon EC2 instance can access the file system across availability zones and AWS regions, while on-premises server can access using AWS Direct Connect or AWS VPN. Okay, so when it comes about on-premises, so we have to use Amazon Direct Connect. This is another service, AWS Direct Connect or AWS VPN. Okay, and there are two modes here using this EFS that we'll see. It's multi-AZ and another is single AZ. So multi-AZ will be like say if we create a EFS, that elastic file system, this file system we have to create first, then it will the data will be concurrently copied to multiple availability zones with multi-AZ. And if we are for one zone, it will be just limited to one zone. So that is another feature. And main thing is it uses NFS v4 protocol. So we can use EFS, and as NFS v4 protocol it uses. And most important thing is we can use this only with the Unix or Linux based instances. Okay, so Windows based instances do not support EFS. So there are other storage that we will see in the future sessions. So these are some of the steps that we are going to carry out today. First of all, we'll log into EC2 instance and create an Amazon EFS file system with the recommended settings, so that will perform. Another next thing is we will create the EC2 resources and launch the EC2 instance. So what I am planning to do is I will just create two EC2 instances, And once we will try to access this EFS that we have created in the first step, and it will be attached during creation of EC2 instance. Then we will try to write something on that particular EFS that storage, and we'll see whether basically this will be replicates, or so basically we will validate how it's getting commonly shared. And same step will perform the second EC2 instance. On second EC2 instance, we will see this EFS has been mounted. We'll try to access it, and we will see it common, like in the the files created by first EC2 instance will be accessible by second EC2. So we can change or modify or delete anything, and we'll see what is the impact. And as here we just already covered, so it doesn't EFS doesn't support Microsoft Windows based Amazon EC2 instance. Then the third step is basically optional one. This is using EFS data sync. So AWS data sync is a service which helps to transfer the files from existing file system to Amazon EFS. So for this demo part, this is not applicable, so we'll be not doing the step number 3. And finally, once we have validated, we'll just try to clean up the resources. So first of all, we will try to unmount the EFS from the EC2 instance, because without unmounting, we will get the error that this EFS file system is being used by EC2 instances. So we'll try to unmount it. Then from EFS console, we'll try to terminate the EC2 instances as well as, and then finally we'll terminate the EFS as well. Okay. So this is the theoretical parts. Now I'm just moving to this demo part. You can see I already logged into the EC2 instance, and once you log into EC2 instance, you can navigate to all services, and there you will see you can go to storage. Under storage, these are different options, as we already discussed some time back. So S3 we have covered, and there are other things as well, FSX. So this is another type of file system that we'll cover, and we were concerned about this one, EFS. So I'll click on EFS. So as soon as we click on this, you can see there are some of this information that has been mentioned here. You can go through it, and the pricing as well. So right now you can see I am working in the Mumbai region, so the price may vary based on different regions. And another important thing to note is, see, our EFS, that is elastic file share, this EFS storage should be in the same region where we are trying to launch the EC2 instance. For example, say I'm going to launch my EFS in the Mumbai region, so I'll ensure my EC2 instances as well are in the same, that is Mumbai region. Okay, it won't work otherwise. Like say for example, EFS is launched in Mumbai region and EC2 instances are then say Northern Virginia region. We will try to access it. It's not going to work. Okay, so please make a note of this. I'll just click on create file system. You can see here is the button here, and here first of all it will try to give the name of the file system. I will give some name like my EFS, something like that. You can give any name. VPC, you can scroll down and you can see I will be launching this in the default VPC, but you can if you have your own VPC, you can choose that. And here the storage class, as I already covered. So there are two modes, standard, which is across multiple AZs, and another is one zone. So when we go for standard, it stores data redundantly across multiple availability zones. But when we go for one zone, it will do it as redundancy within a single AZ. Okay. So if we are not concerned about say high availability and other things, just for demo purpose we can go with one zone. But if you have application which is in the multiple AZs, you can go for the standard one. Okay. Here in the availability zone, I will select AP South 1A, that is availability zone. I will just select and click on create. You can see as soon as I click create, then my file system is getting created, and you can see, and within a fraction of a second you can see it has completed. I'll click on this one. Okay, so you can see All these details are here. Throughput mode, okay, encrypted, so by default it's encrypted. Performance is general purpose, we can edit and change these options. If we have an application which is performance sensitive, then we can change all those things, okay. You can just navigate through all those things, like monitoring is there. We can, this can be monitored, so default monitoring we can go for this one. It's still, yeah. IOPS, throughput utilization, throughput weighted, etc. all it will be here. And as you can see, there's no data available because right now we don't have any EC2 instance that is using this EFS, so it's showing no data available, okay. Tags, we can see, we have given the name. There are 50 tags that we can attach. I will just click on manage, and right now there is one tag, this name, and it is key value pair. Basically its key is name and value is my EFS that we have given the name. If I want, I can give another, say, department, and department will be the name or key, and I can give an IT stack, okay. So you can see you can add 48 more tags, okay. So total 50 we can do. Just click on save. There's file system policy, okay. If we want, we can use some policies here. Access points, network, you can see here. So basically what happens is, this is the IP address. So this IP address will be used when we'll try to mount this EFS, that is Elastic File System. This EFS will be mounted on NFS v4 using NFS v4 protocol, basically, and using this IP, okay. So that we'll see. So we are done with our EFS. This is the step number 1 we did. Now what we'll be doing is, we will be trying to launch EC2 instance, and we will try to map this EFS to across these both EC2 instance. Okay, just to help understand, this is a very simple diagram that I have just captured. You can see this is my first EC2 instance, and this is another that we will be creating. What we'll be doing is, this EFS storage that we just created, EFS, will be common. So when I'll try to access from this EFS from my first EC2 instance, I'll try to create one file system, or any file, say for example text file or some any HTML file on this one. Then I will try to again create this EC2 instance, second EC2 instance. From here I will try to access the same. So I will notice all these files which the first EC2 instances are created are already there, and we can update or modify the things, okay. So it will be common basically, or shared across these. And these two are, you can say, individual is EBS storage, okay. So these are, it's not shared. These are elastic block storage. These are not shared across, but this one is shared. And this is scalable, and we have seen the lots of other things like throughput optimized and other things. So this is basically will be covering them. Now I'll go to my EC2 dashboard. I'll click on EC2 instances and click on launch EC2, launch instances. So I'll just do the name as first, say for example you can first EC2. We need to use Amazon Linux only, okay. We can use Amazon Linux, and here we will just navigate down this t2.micro, so that we are covered in the free tier that you can see. We need key pair here, okay. So I will just use one of the key pair that I already have, okay, because we need to log into EC2 instance. And most important thing is here in the network settings, okay. Here what we need to do is, we need to select the subnet, okay. So as I had covered, it's under, this is the same VPC that our EFS is there. However, in the subnets you can see there are 3 subnets here. So we need to use US AP South 1, okay. That is something that we need to use. You can see AP South 1A, this is the availability zone where our EFS, that is Elastic File System, has been created. So we need to use same. Otherwise we want to be seeing or EFS. Then the other things, you can go down this SSH we need. Yeah. Then we come to storage and I'll click on advanced. Okay, now you can see the file systems here. Okay, so I will click on show details, and here you can see EFS. There are two things, EFS and FSX. So there are no file system to use. To add a file system, choose add shared file system. Okay, I can click on add shared file system, and here you can see it has automatically detected this EFS file share for us, and with this mount thing, that is /mnt EFS FS1. So it will automatically detect the file system that is created there, and it will be, it has shown us what you can see here. There is only one EFS share, that is it has detected. Going down, you can see that two tick marks here. First of all, automatically create and attach security group. Basically this is to enable access to the file system. The required security group will be automatically created and attached to this instance and selected file system. To manually manage security group, clear the checkbox. Okay, if I remove this checkbox, so what will happen is this EFS will need some permission, right? So and this rule as well. So NFS uses 2049. The default protocol for NFS is 2049. Either we can manually create or attach NFS 2049 port, that inbound rule for that. Otherwise we can, it will create automatically another security group. Okay, so that will be created here and will be attached to city instance in this case. Second tick mark denotes is it's automatically mount shared file system by attaching required user data script. This one will be, it will mount this shared file system for us, and there will be a user script that will be created. I will show you what is this user script. So I will just go down. The rest of the things are just optional. You can just go down. Yeah. So this is this user data script that this option is specified. You can see. So this is a utility, Amazon EFS util. So this will be installed. Okay. If we for EFS to work, this utility is required. Amazon EFS util. So it will install this one for us. Then another is NFS util. So these utilities will be installed before we can use this or mount shared system, and this will be happen during boot time. Okay, you can also see it will mount this file system, that NFS file system, using NFS v4 4.1 protocol, and that will be mounted for us. So basically this is the user script, or you can also call this as a bootstrap script, that will be created while we will select this option, this tick mark, or we can manually, we can also edit it if you want. Okay, so and we can edit and change it as well. So I'm just not going to do any changes right now. I'll just click on launch instance. You can see the instance is launched right now. I'm selecting launch. Right now it is in pending state, so once this instance is up and available, we'll start. So I'll just stop it for now, and once this instance is available and running, status checks are passed, then we can start again. The instance is in running state, and both these checks, system status check and instance status check, both these checks are passed. So now we can try to access this EC2 instance, and just copy this public IP address and put T. And if you remember, we have chosen this one ppk file. Okay, that we have selected this 3 tier, so that we need to specify here. For that, in there we need to go to SSH authentication and click on credentials and click on browse. Here I'll select 3-tier Linux PPK. This is my PPK file and click on open. We can click on accept. Your login as my default is EC2 user. Okay. Just do sudo -. To see the mounted file, turn df/pht. So you can see this mount point /mnt EFS FS1. So this is our mount point where it has automatically mounted this EFS, that is elastic files. I'll click CD and this mount point. Then right now it's blank. So I will just try to create echo welcome to something like that, just to see, and save it in the index.html, for example. So this is my index.html file. You can see it's here. Okay, welcome to my YouTube channel, this one. So now what we'll be doing is, see, we will try to access the same EFS storage from another EC2 install, and we'll validate whether this index.html file exists there or not. So it will mean this file share, file system is common across EC2 instances. So there could be multiple number of EC2 instances. We are just taking as 2 EC2 instances here, as you can see in this simple diagram. So this is the common EFS storage we have written on here, and we'll try to access from another EC2 instance and see whether the changes are there or not, or whether it is accessible. So what I'll do is I will launch another EC2 instance for this purpose. So you can go to EC2 instance and click on launch. I will give a second EC2 and we can select this Amazon Linux, this one, this AMI tt.micro. Again, in the key pair I will go with 3-tier Linux, this one. Network setting, and click on edit. Okay. And yeah, as we were talking in the last sometimes back, say in case I will choose another availability zone, say for example AP South 1B, where our EF is not there. You can see I have selected 1B, and if I go to storage, click on advanced, and into this file system, click on show details, and click on add shared file system. Okay, so you can see we selected file system will incur cross availability zone transfer fees. To not incur additional charges, you must select this AP. You must select a file system in the AP South 1B. That right now is giving a warning here, because we don't have this EFS in the AP South 1B. It's there in the AP South 1A, if you remember. Okay, so it is saying if we still use the 1B, there will be cross availability zone data transfer fees that will be there. So we don't want to do that. I will just go back here, and instead of 1B I will select AP South 1A. Okay, yes, let's come back here. Okay. And you can see right now, so we are not getting that warning message here now. Okay, I'll just leave this unticked. You can see, because we don't want to manually mount it, so I'll just leave it as it is. We can go down. These are the default settings. Again, this is the bootstrap is user data script, and here it will mount, it will install Amazon EFS utils, this package for us, Install Amazon EFS. Yeah, it will download and install it. Again, it will install this NFS utils, all those things for us, and finally it will mount this one. So I'll just click on create instance here. So in the meanwhile, this EC2 instance is running, and it's available for you. Let's see what are the security groups that it has created. So if I click on the first EC2, so where you will find security group is, you need to go to security here. Here you can see there are two security groups, okay, and both are the inbound rules are getting listed for both of these, you can see here, okay. And this is I was talking about. So we can create, see, I will just click on this. This is the one that is created by this in this program, okay. Here we can click on outbound rules, and this is NFS protocol, okay. So basically it will add this NFS protocol, which uses port 2049, and the destination as our default. So using this one, it will the destination will be our original security group, and this will be port it will allow, so that NFS gets mounted as on that elastic file storage gets mounted on the EC2 instance, okay. Let's see about our EC2 instance. Yeah, it's still getting initialized, so it will just take 1 or 2 minutes more. So right now we are creating this one, second step, okay. This is create EC2 instance and EC2 instances, okay. Data sync we don't need, as we already covered. This is optional. If we want to transfer the file from existing to this file system to this EFS, then we can use data sync service, but right now we're not going to do that, so it's not needed. And soon after this step, we will just directly clean up the resources, okay, once we validate. So that is the plan. Finally, it's both the checks are passed. We can copy this public IP address, go to here and click on new session, enter this IP address, go to SSH, then authentication, go to credentials and click on browse, so that we can copy this PPK file and click on open. Accept. EC2 user. By default, EC2 -user is the username. Okay. Sudo on to that we become as a root. Then you have EST. Again, this has also, it has automatically mounted this EFS file here for us, because we do that. So yeah, you can see this is the index.html file that was created on the first EC2 instance. We can see it here. I'll just have to cat, and you can see this is the same content over here. And let's do one thing, we'll just try to modify this file and see, we'll try to again access from the first EC2 instance. So what we can do is, or we can try to create another file here, welcome back, and this index1.html. This is another file, index1.html. We create one from the second EC2 instance. And if I go back to my previous EC2 instance, you can see index.html is there. So it means this is common and shared across both EC2 instances. Okay, so that is basically the, as per this diagram, this is common or shared between both EC2 instances, and there could be multiple EC2 instances. We have just chosen to add just for this demo purpose. Okay, now once this is done, what we need to do is we'll just we have to ensure that we have to clean up the resources. So for that, what we need to do is we have to unmount this EFS from each EC2 instance. Then otherwise we will get the error that if we directly try to go and mount delete this EFS, that is elastic file system, we will get an error that these are in use. Okay, so it is mount, and you can see it's giving me the error that device is busy. Okay, same will be applicable here. So what we need to do is we can just try to stop the EC2 instances, and we will see. These are getting shut down, and after that we can see the status as terminated. Okay, if right now say I will try to delete this, you can see this is a destructive action that cannot be undone. Okay, so let's be destructive in this case. As you can see, both my EC2 instances are terminated right now. So here we need to specify there will be a file ID which will be unique to each file system. I'll just copy this one and put as here, confirm. So this will be deleting the mount targets. So basically the mount targets for each of the EC2 instance, it will be deleting the mount target, and it will happen at the back end. Okay, so this will be cleaning up. So it takes 1 or 2 minutes for the cleanup to happen, and that will be, you can see. So finally this has been deleted. Okay, so let's to summarize, friends. What we covered today is we discuss about what is EFS, elastic file system. Okay, so from exam point of view, what we can remember is this is a simple, scalable and fully managed elastic NFS file system. Basically it uses NFS, that is network file share protocol, and this is we can use for the cloud services as well as on-premises resources for both. Okay, we can, it's scalable up to petabytes without disrupting application. Then massively parallel shared across thousands of EC2 instances, so that can be done. We have seen it is fully managed. We don't need to deploy, install anything for that. It will be automatically done. Okay, that will be the things. And most important thing is we can use this EFS only with the Unix based or Linux based instances. It doesn't support Microsoft Windows based operating system. So that is another thing. And if we have seen, like we have deployed this EC2 instance in the cloud, that is Amazon cloud, and we try to access it, but we want to try it for on-premises. So it will use either AWS Direct Connect or AWS VPN. So I had also shown you how to connect with AWS Direct Connect, but right now don't have this AWS Direct Connect established for me. So that's the reason. But you can remember this. Like for on-premises, we can go with AWS Direct Connect or AWS VPN, so that we can access this elastic file share which is there in the AWS cloud. Okay. So friends, that's it for today. I hope you got the point. So basically, EFS you can try to explore more things on that. You can go for the multi-AZ as right now we have done first just for single AZ availability zone. You can explore it for multi-AZ. So friends, that's it for today. Please don't forget to like, share, comments and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Cloud with Mohsin. And thank you so much for your time. Keep happy learning. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.